I'm attempting to complete every single Gamecube game, and I'm using a random number generator to pick the next game. Last episode, we played the classic Simpsons Hit and Run, and this week, we're playing a living simulator in the Urbz Sims in the City. The Urbz Sims in the City was released November 9th, 2004, and was developed by Kryptonite Games and published by EA. I had never played this game before, but had played a bunch of The Sims Busting Out growing up, so I think it's pretty similar. Before we get started, make sure to like this video because it really helps out the channel, and subscribe if you're new so you don't miss any future games. Without further ado, this is my experience with the Urbz Sims in the City. The Urbz Sims in the City starts with a cutscene showing off the weird world of the Urbz. It looks pretty good for the time period though. Then you have the option to play 1 or 2 players. For this challenge, we're going to do the single player mode. When you go to create your character, you have to pick which area you want to start from in the game. There's a bunch of different ones, including Central Station, Kicktail Park, Gasoline Row, Skyline Beach, Southside Bridge, Diamond Heights, Cosmo Street, Neon East, and the Foundry. Each area gives a description of what type of person would normally live there, I guess. It's very stereotypical. I'm not 100% sure on this, though. I don't really know why they chose that. I chose the Foundry as my starting position, and then I was able to create my character. There isn't very many options when you first start out, but you unlock a ton of stuff as you progress through the game, so you can customize your character as you like. I named myself Reisigo because I stream this game on my Twitch channel, Reisigo. So go check that out if it really helps me out over there. Wow, that was a bad plug. The game starts at a really divey apartment that Darius and will.i.am help you get. Your rent is $300 a month there, and they give you a few furniture items so that your character doesn't die. If you don't know, in Sims-like games, you have certain skills that you have to increase in order to do better jobs and get promoted to make more money. In the Urbz, it's only artistic, logic, and body skills. So this is like way more simple. I know like in some of the other Sims there's a lot more that you have to upgrade, but for this it's just those 3. In the Urbz, the players must keep certain health requirements for the player to be happy. This includes socializing with other Urbz, or Sims rather, sleeping, using the bathroom, hygiene, eating, and entertainment. Some of the other Sims games I've played I feel like had more health requirements, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't really remember. So in this challenge, the goal is to go to each level and increase our rep and style to unlock the next area. I will be following the speed running method of beating this game. So basically what that means is after you unlock all the areas, you have to get to Darius's penthouse. Once you unlock that and arrive there, the game is finished. We go to the Foundry and we make sculptures out of metal for our first job. Each job requires you to have certain health stats, and you have to do correct button combinations. They're usually really simple, and you can burn through them, but it's usually like 4 in a row, and then another set will show up. After getting the bar in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen to green, you've had a successful day at work, and you get paid for the job you're doing. After this, we buy some new clothes here, and we look super fancy, socialize for a bit, discover that the cash register allows you to buy items for the area you're in and your apartment, and once you put furniture in your apartment, you get a new dog. The dog doesn't listen at all, and he pees on the floor all the time. It's really not worth it, and I couldn't figure out any way to get him to be trained or to stop doing that, so I don't really know. Seems like something the developer probably would have messed with, but I guess not. We finally unlocked the second area for us to visit, which is Neon East. Neon East is a bright, almost like Japanese-inspired area, and our job is to be a sushi chef in this area. The ingredients come down a belt, and you have to hit the buttons in order to assemble the sushi. All these jobs are super easy in this game and all involve button combinations, so in the future I'm just going to mention what the job is. One thing I found is that most of these places don't have a shower for the players, so you have to purchase one to stay clean when visiting these areas. I eventually just bought one shower, and then I would just remove it and bring it to the next area with me from place to place, just so I always had something without having to spend money in each area. We left Neon East temporarily and headed back to our apartment to increase our logic so we could do better jobs. For this, you have to purchase the equipment from the store, and then while using it, you button mash the A button until you eventually fill up the bar. Each time you get to 10 for any of the attributes, you have to purchase an upgrade to increase to 20 and then again to 30. It's super cheap and easy, but it does take some time. We change into this crazy outfit, go to this big old dance party, and then we unlock the next area, Cosmo Street. Cosmo Street is where all the members of Black Eyed Peas live, and the area even has a song written by them. Super strange how much this game was built around the Black Eyed Peas. During this time, they must have been super popular. Our job in this area is to be a bartender. This one's actually pretty fun to do. In Cosmo Street, I found out that if you put too many objects in one area, you'll get a fire code warning. I think this would cause a fire or you could get fined, but I've never seen anything take place from this, so I'm not really sure. We do this epic beatbox song on stage. Just listen to how great this is. One thing I noticed in this area is that until you get your rep up, you only have a vending machine to eat out of. Each time this costs money, and it doesn't really do all that much for your hunger. Also, it makes you have to go to the bathroom more often. Go figure. In this area, one of the characters glitched out and wouldn't move from this spot. I couldn't interact with him or anything. Even reloading the area didn't fix it. So it just completely broke. He actually had one of our side goals, and I couldn't even do it. Each level has a villain that shows up, and you have to use a power social to get rid of them. They basically just come in and bully the characters, causing their entertainment status to go all the way down. Also, when it comes down to paying the rent, you don't have to pay it. But if you don't, the landlord will come and repossess your stuff until they get their money. We increased our body skills after and unlocked the new area to live in, which is Blankwood Towers. And then we visited the next area, Diamond Heights. Diamond Heights is a super richy area that gives you the job of being a model. It's a fun little job. I also changed my style here and got this big old giant mustache. Look how great that looks on my character. We performed a power social on a villain, and I found out that these give you parts of a machine to get to Darius's penthouse. So we'll have to take care of each of them to unlock the penthouse. We're going to have to go back to some of the areas and scare them off later because we didn't do some of them early on. We do a photo shoot on this guy, and he hated it so much he vowed to never come back just because he got his photo taken. Considering this area is so rich, how did he just walk in without any security saying anything to him? He just walked up like, hey, what's up? Next, we return home and we level up our artistic skill, which is wrapping into this really strange machine. It has like this head on it that wraps back at you. I don't think I would want to use this, but it is what it is. The next area we got was Southside Bridge. Southside Bridge is actually my favorite looking area because it's just randomly under the highway by a water, I don't know if it's a river or a lake or a bay or a pond. I don't know what it is. The job in this area is making fireworks and sabotaging the competitor's firework machine. Super random. We mug Kiki, the villain in this area, and change our clothes to fit the style. There isn't much else that takes place in this area. And heading into the later levels, it's just the same stuff until we get our rep and style high enough to unlock the next area. Next up is Skyline Beach. Skyline Beach is an area on top of the roofs. It's like all outside and it has like graffiti artists and stuff. The idea of a beach, but on the rooftops, I guess. This area also has a Red Bull machine randomly. This is, I think, the first one that I noticed. I don't know if there was more elsewhere. In this area, I was cooking on the grill and I caught myself on fire. Everyone here was just watching as I was burning on the ground. And I was like, come on guys, save me, I'm on fire. This guy will eventually come down from the sky and put you out and save your life. So I guess you don't die there. I don't know why this happened. I had used the grill previously and I didn't have any issues, but all of a sudden it just did it, and I was like, oh, now I'm on fire. So it's pretty scary. It made me like not want to use the grill. Basically, after you catch on fire and get put out, all your bars are at 0. So it really does delay your progress when you're trying to advance. The job in this area is to be a weasel tamer. Not sure why that's a thing, but okay. We unlocked adding tattoos to our character in this level as well. They're not great, but I had to add some. We decided to check out Blankwood Tower's apartment. It's a nicer version of what the apartment we had. It gives you some more space as well. I never really edited any of the living spaces during my entire playthrough of this game. After visiting our empty apartment, we head to the next area, Gasoline Row. This is supposed to be like a biker's paradise or something. The job in this area is taking motorcycles apart. Not fixing them, but taking them apart. So I don't know if we were like scavenging, like you're just trying to sell parts. Like, just I don't really know what the goal was there. They could have just had us build them or be a mechanic or something. We changed into our scary biker outfit, and that's pretty much it. After some time, we unlocked a new area called Central Station. Central Station is literally living in a subway. The idea of this is neat, but this would be super gross to do, and you'd have so many issues. The job for this area is making jewelry. You use like this press or something to make them. It's kind of neat. We changed into one of my favorite styles during this entire playthrough in this little area. It's a shirtless, cape-wearing, dish strainer on my head style is what I'm going to call it. What even is this area, to be honest? They also have a special entertainment of cage fighting, which of course I had to try out. Some of these things in this game are so strange, I just don't understand. After a little while, we get access to Kicktail Park. Kicktail Park is an area I really enjoyed. It's like an amusement park theme almost, and even has giant ice cream cones outside that you can get ice cream from. The job in this area is skateboarding in a half pipe. This one's actually made sense, and I really like doing it. This one requires you to not be tired, and your hunger goes down pretty quickly while you're doing it. At one point, you are inhaling this like gas machine. I don't know if it's like a vape of some sort for entertainment. It's like doing drugs. Pretty bold for a game during this time period, I feel like. And this is actually our last area that we unlocked. So then we had to go back and take out the villains from all the ones we didn't do. First, we went back to the foundry and gave Kiki a big blast-a-kiss to scare her off. She really hated affection. Next, we threw a disco ball at Harry because he hates fun and jumped over to Cosmo Street to blow out some eardrums. This is actually mean. All the other villain ones are in like good fun or like a minor inconvenience, but this would cause permanent damage to this man's ear. We got on a amp and played the guitar as loud as possible at him from like 6 inches away. Brutal. Moving on, we head back to Skyline Beach and throw a smoke/glitter ball at Harry. Why do we always have to throw things at him? Then we force him to chug a beer with us at Gasoline Valley. And that was it. That was the last one we needed. We get invited to Darius's penthouse. You head there. We get this cutscene that has Darius take us to the penthouse. All these people are lined up. And then he gets on his blimp that looks like a subway car and he just flies off. This area is really big, and it comes with a hot tub and a driving range. And that's it. That's the game. Didn't take us too long. I had a blast playing it, to be honest. I like all the weird things that go on throughout the gameplay, and I would recommend this even now. It holds up pretty well. If you want to find out what game is next, stick around, but if not, thanks for watching, and we'll see you for the next one. This one. 564, we got everything on a list here. So, on the count of 1, 2, 3, we hit the generate button. We got 355. 355. What is this? Peter Jackson's King Kong. Probably terrible. Didn't even realize it was released for the Gamecube, but I guess it was. It's one of those weird games that were in between. I don't know if I've ever played this, but yeah, King Kong is our next game.